And actually, let me talk just about your football.
Yeah.
Because there is a story people do not know. You were the youth player of the year in Kenya in 1968.
Yeah, almost forgot. Yeah, we also had youth programs out there in those early days, and by good luck, we had teams from, Black Mamba was one of them. We had teams from Kibera, the Spurs, and you had, Spurs were from Isili, and you have teams from Kibera and other areas, Bahati, Jericho, Botela, and all those things. And we were playing youth programs, and incidentally, I was nominated the Player of the Year in 1968 at tender age of about 17 or thereabout. And that's where my star started maybe shining a wee bit about football. Now prior to joining Breweries, and I played for Breweries from 1974 to 1979. And so in my lifespan in football is about 10 years, that from 1970 to almost 1980.
Well, let's talk about Kenya Breweries, because at that one of the things that's well known about Kenya Breweries was, there was that game where playing continental football, and there was a case of Ismailia. What exactly happened such that, Breweries moved past Ismailia because Ismailia failed to play in that game?
Yeah, that was in the African Cup, and Ismailia, I think we went to Egypt, and then Ismailia somehow had their own problems, and they refused to continue, with the game plan, and we were given the okay. But before then, there were the times when Breweries in itself was the troubleshooter between Gor Mahia and AFC. If you remember those days, football was mainly tribal, and there was teams like Luo Union, which later on became Gor Mahia. You had
Reunion.
Yes. Then you had the AFC Leopards, who called themselves the Wabaluya Football Club. Then you have teams like Andimi, all those. But besides that, also in those early days, we had what you call commercial league, and that kept the teams playing in the estates. So as until that time, I joined Breweries, played for Breweries for those years. Then around 1982, I was now after quitting football. Actually, what the story about my quitting football was as a result of whatever took place, because in 1976, if you remember, Luo Union was a very strong team.
Yes.
And they had their chairman, the late Dan Owino, and Matiba was now the chairman of FKF in 1976. And I think somehow Luo Union never went to represent Kenya on away match in Algeria, which caused a lot of aggravation between Matiba, then the late Matiba, and Dan Owino. And as a result, Breweries won the league in 1979, in short. But other than us being sent to play to represent Kenya in the African Championship, Dan Owino had now moved into the chairman of KFF. And he said, okay, that's what you did to my team in 1976. So Breweries, you're not going anywhere. Actually, it caught us very unawares because we were already in camp in Mombasa